So one way you can go through life, just one way to look at things going through life that a lot of people don't, is we've kind of talked about this before with the not looking at things as, like, not looking at bad things negatively as something that's happening to you, like something bad that's happening to you. That was fucking woo. But we were talking before about not making yourself the victim in situations and not looking at bad things as like something that's bad that's happening to you, but just seeing them as happening in the universe. And when you start to look at things like that, not just bad things, it's not like just a tool to make you feel better about undesirable situations, but you can take that view about everything in life and just look at it like you would look at anything else walking through the park or something. You know, you can look at a whole bunch of stuff and just get that feeling of satisfaction. Like, say you're walking and you see just any cool thing in nature, maybe a waterfall, a animal you wouldn't usually see, or mountains or anything that, like, when you look at it and it makes you feel good, you get that, just whatever you want to call that, satisfaction. Just that, like, oh, look at that. And you can take that kind of view and apply it to anything in life. You can go through all of life, like, every day, everything you do, you can go through life with that view. And the more you're able to do that, the more things you look at and get that, like, that shot of satisfaction, that just like, oh, look at that. Like, oh, that's something that happened. You know, like, that's, oh, like what the universe did there. And, you know, you can think like that about anything. And it just adds so much more of that satisfaction to your life, that, like, it's not like a satisfaction that's you get from, like, eating good food or spending money or, you know, something like that. It's just a very simplistic, natural satisfaction that, I mean, you can't even really explain. You can't, like, look at something like some mountains or something and you can describe how it looks to you, but you can't really explain why it's satisfying for you to look at. And so you can apply that view to, like, everything going through life. But if you limit yourself and don't allow yourself to put yourself in new situations and have new experiences, then you start to lose that, because you're not going through new experiences to see new things. You're not seeing as many things that gives you that, like, ah, look at that moment. And even if it's, usually when we think of something we can do or we want to do and we think about why it's going to be uncomfortable, it only seems like it's going to be uncomfortable because we don't know what's going to happen. But that's especially going through life with that view, like, that view of just looking at it like you would look at anything else in nature, or anything that makes you feel good. When you limit yourself on those new experiences because of the unknown, because you don't know what's going to happen, that's the whole reason you get satisfaction out of other things, is that unknown, because you didn't expect it. You know, if you're walking through the park, through the woods, looking at a tree is going to be a lot less exciting than looking at the waterfall you come across. You know, because you weren't expecting it, and it's new, and it's something that you don't see all the time, and it's that same thing. It's just in one scenario we make it a negative thing, and in one scenario we make it positive thing. And if you can see that and see those as the same thing, then you can just go into everything looking forward to it and being excited to see what comes out of it. And no matter what happens, even if it's something bad, you're like, oh, well, that's how that works. That's what that did. And it's just doesn't have to be bad. It's just how that universing happened. Just how that came up. Just like waves on the ocean. Just some waves don't do anything. Some waves do bad things. Some waves do good things. And if you're a surfer or something, you can look at a wave and be like, oh, that's a good wave or that's a bad wave from that perspective of what you want to do with it. But at the end of the day, waves on the ocean are just waves on the ocean. It constantly gives you that break in consistency we were talking about before too. And it can, like, we were talking about before how people are sort of always looking for that break in consistency, and a lot of times people looking for that can make them make them attract or be attracted to drama and stuff just because it shakes stuff up a little bit and it's something different. And taking this view on life where you're just going through life looking at it like it's a show, or like you're just appreciating everything as you look at it, can fill all that space, and it can fill all that need for that break in consistency, so you're not attracted to drama or attracting drama.
It really allows, there's that it gives you the ability to have that flow of new thoughts arriving in your brain instead of being stuck up in your thoughts and constantly thinking about the thoughts that we're always talking about.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that because when you're thinking about thoughts you're not experiencing, and you're usually dwelling somewhere where you probably shouldn't be dwelling.
Yeah.
Just lead you to
old stuff.
Stresses. What do I have to do? Oh, I got to do this tomorrow. Oh, I did that yesterday. It was a horrible thing. Just drop it and have a new experience. Or when people get off work and it's, oh, this happened at work. And all throughout the day, they're telling everybody they meet about their horrible day at work. Well, you're just reliving the whole damn thing every time you tell it. Give it a break and think about something else.
Yeah.
And so you're just allowing all this new thought to come in, and you're just, it's a more accepting state because you're just letting it happen rather than thinking about those thoughts. And it's, you take a car ride versus walking somewhere. When you're driving in a car, you're going really fast. This is your mind just racing and all of its thoughts. You're not really paying attention. You don't really have a chance to look at the scenery. It's just maybe there for a second and then it's gone. But when you're walking, you're slowed down. You're just going so slow. You have the time as you walk by to appreciate everything you see. You can pick out the details on the houses. You can see all the fire hydrants, the trees, just so much more detail because you're just going slow. You're just able to pick out more. So your mind's racing, you're thinking about those thoughts. Everything's just whizzing by you. You're not experiencing life. But if you slow it down, you focus in, you're letting all these new experiences come to you. You're just able to really just pick out what you want and enjoy it, or even just do what you're here for. You're experiencing. You get more time to experience. Be in that nice, pleasant state of mind rather than worry and anxiety of whatever it may be.